Hello everybody, welcome to part 9 of my 10-part series on the review of the Manor House and Ashbury hotels in Okehampton in Devon, the sports, craft and leisure hotels. This video is part 9, like I said, and it's going to be about what disappointed me the most. I just want to say, first of all, my daughter is watching Wimbledon, so I apologise if you hear tennis in the background, but my husband's in my other video spot, so I'm here and I hope it's not too distracting for you. Now, I mentioned in my negative video that the communication wasn't very good at the holiday, and one of the situations that happened to me I wasn't happy about. So this is what disappointed me the most, because I really loved the staff. They were all really helpful except for one particular person. Now what happened was, my daughter and we did candle making, one of the crafts, and the girl explained everything really thoroughly. She seemed to know what she was talking about. You could tell she'd done it many times, and she said to us, when you finish doing your candles, you have to hang them up to dry and then collect them at the craft shop. And that's all she said. We then got on with making our candles. Well, I went back to collect our candles on the third day after making our candles, and the craft shop was closed because I forgot that the craft shop's only open for 2 hours in the day. So I thought, okay, we'll go back tomorrow. So this was now the 4th day since we had our candle making session. To cut a long story short, they had thrown our candles away, apart from this one. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it is a monstrosity. Out of the 3 we made, this one was the ugliest, but they kept this one. And this one was found in one of the other craft rooms. So I said to them, why have you thrown our other candles away? And they said, because we told you that if you don't collect your candles within 3 days, they will be thrown away. I said, I was not told that. The girl said to us, hang your candles up and collect them from the craft shop. There was no information about our candles being destroyed if we don't collect them within 3 days. I was then told, well, there's a notice up in the room. And I said, well, if there's a notice up, I didn't notice the notice. And the girl should have pointed out the notice if it's that important. So there was a candle making session already on. So I went to the candle making session, and the lovely member of staff that had taken me there, he went off, and I said, yeah, thank you. And he said, the girl will deal with you. Well, this girl was quite rude. She was very unapologetic to start off with, the fact that our candles had been thrown away. And she kept saying the same thing. Well, you should have known that your candle would be thrown away because there was a note up saying you should collect your candles within 3 days. So I said again, but I didn't know. And she said, well, the girl should have told you. I said, well, she didn't tell me. She failed to tell me, so it's your fault. It's the holiday company's fault because we were not told. So she said, well, even if you weren't told, there's a notice up. I said, well, I didn't see the notice. She said, well, you should have seen the notice. So we were going around in circles. So I said, well, the 2 candles that I can see that you have got up there, they're very similar to the ones my daughter and I made, because we made 3 candles. We made a candle each, and then this monstrosity was made together, me and Sarah. So I said, can I just have those then? Because they're very similar to the ones my daughter and I made. And she said, no, you can't have them. I said, why? And she said, well, because they are our samples. And I said, well, can you not make other samples? No. Are they the only samples you've got? Because when I was in the room making candles, they had about 8 to 10 samples. No. So I said, well, can I then call my daughter and bring her over, and can we make another 2 candles free of charge? No. Well, I said, why? She said, well, we'll be out of pocket. Not thinking about the fact that we're out of pocket. We've paid £5 for these candles, but we'll be out of pocket. So I said, well, why did you throw the 2 candles away, the good candles, and why did you save this one? And she said, well, it is because we get hundreds of candles left behind by guests every week and we have nowhere to store them, so we have to throw them away. So I said, well, I'm not being funny, but can you not see the contradiction in that? You said we will be out of pocket if we allow you to have 2 more candles, £2.50 each, but you've just told me that hundreds of candles get thrown away every week by guests that fail to pick them up. Candle making is one of the easiest crafts on this holiday. If you saved this monstrosity as a sample to show other people, why, I'm sure 95% of those candles that you're throwing away could be used as samples. So if you throw away 100 a week, can't you, even if you just kept 20 of the candles that customers had made, can you not use them as samples? You're contradicting yourself because you said you'll be out of pocket. Well, then don't throw away all those extra candles. So I refused to back down. If it was just myself that had made the candle, I probably would have been a little bit more compliant, but my daughter had made this candle. It was part of our memory of our holiday. So she called the supervisor, and the supervisor said, they're definitely not your candles, those 2 spares. I remember making them a couple of days ago as samples, but you can come back and make 2 free of charge. So I ran to get my daughter, and we made our candles again. So this is the one I did. It's just basically you just dip them in. You're not actually physically making a candle. It's a white candle, and then you just dip them into colours, and then you put them into a shiny thing at the end to seal it to make it shiny. So sorry, this is my daughter's one. So we went back and we stood there, and where the candles had been when we had originally made the candles, they weren't there anymore. So we stood there, and the girl just looked at us, and we were like, okay. And I said, so can you tell me where the candles are over there? And then she said, oh, do you know what you're doing? We said, yeah. Now the thing is, and this is where I'm warning you, when we finished, I'm thinking, right, okay, the instructions are you dip your candle in this final solution and you go like that, and then you're supposed to hang it up to dry. They don't need to be hung up to dry. The candles are perfect. This whole thing about hanging your candles up to dry, I'm not saying it's a ploy, but you need to take your candles away. So if you do candle making and you're told to hang it up on a bulldog clip to dry, don't. Take it with you, because I can guarantee you, you're going to get so busy with your other activities, you are going to be one of those people that forget to collect your candles, and they're going to throw yours away. Even if you come back the next day, they might say, well, we got your candle mixed up with the 3-day-old ones. The fact is, you do not. So whether that's a ploy and they melt the candles down, I don't know. But from the girl's own mouth, she said they throw hundreds away every week. Why they can't keep them as samples and then they won't be out of pocket, I don't know. So please remember, do not leave your candles to dry. Just do that. You're not going to get wax all over your hands. You're not going to get anything special over your hands. Our candles are fine. Take them with you when you've made them. Okay, part 10 is going to be on what I enjoyed the most, because this is generally a positive review and I want to end on a positive. So thank you for sticking with me so far. I will see you soon. Bye bye.